Hi, everybody. I'm Emily. I'm your professor for Sci 211, or Basic Principles of Psychology. I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself to you all so that you feel at least a little bit connected to me, even though we're doing this course asynchronously online in a really brief 6-week mini semester. Nonetheless, I think it's easier to always connect or reach out, ask questions, share concerns if you have a face with a name and at least know a little bit about me. So I'm going to take just a couple of minutes to introduce myself, get to know, or at least allow you to get to know me a little bit better. So to start off, I was born and raised in Alabama. I lived there my whole life and completed my undergraduate degree at Auburn University. I'm a huge college football fan, college basketball fan. Love Auburn. It's a great town and a really great school, a beautiful campus. But nonetheless, I am really excited to not be living in Alabama anymore and to be branching out to different states and parts of the US. So Auburn has this really special place in my heart, and I love Auburn. War Eagle to all my Auburn fans. Though I doubt there's any of you in the class right now, but that's an important part of my history and background. I currently live in Norfolk, Virginia, where I'm completing my doctorate or PhD in clinical psychology. I attend the Virginia Consortium Program in Clinical Psychology, which is a consortium made up of Norfolk State University and Old Dominion University. So I'm technically a student at both of those schools. I'm in my 5th year of my doctorate program, which means I've been here a long time. At this point, I have a lot of flexibility in what my day-to-day looks like as a graduate student. So I take classes only when I'm interested in them, and I do a lot of research. You see pictured here the bar lab, which is actually the research lab I work out of. I study alcohol and substance use among college populations. And my dissertation study is actually taking place in this bar lab in the pictures on the slide. I give my participants alcohol, which is really unique to do in a research study. But yeah, so I do a lot of research. It's what I spend a lot of my time on. I also really love teaching. I teach 2 classes at Norfolk State right now. I've taught several semesters there, and I've taught at ODU before. So I really like teaching on the side. I enjoy working with college students. And then I also do clinical work. I do clinical work also with college students. I really love doing college counseling, working on a university campus. I actually am moving to the University of Delaware this summer to work full-time in their counseling center as my predoctoral internship, which is basically like the residency you complete before you get your degree. So I really like doing it all. I like learning, I like teaching, I like doing research, I like doing clinical work. And so I'd be happy to talk about what it's like to be a doctorate student or how I got into a doctoral program for any of you who might be interested in following that path. Okay, segue into a little bit more of the personal. I have 2 dogs. They're my pride and joy, and they have kept me sane throughout graduate school. This is Oatmeal, or Odie. She is a 3-year-old Shih Tzu I got during the pandemic. You can see her little pictures across the slides. There she is in the bar lab up on the bar. But she is so sweet. She's like a truly firstborn child type dog. Very easy to train, very conscientious, very sweet and cuddly. But since we knew we were moving, my partner and I knew we were moving to Delaware and would have full-time jobs, which is very different from what grad school is like. We wanted her to have a friend or another dog. And so we rescued Pip, who you see here. He's like a little Chihuahua mix. And we rescued him this past fall. So he's about, I'm going to say like 7 months old now, 8 months old. And he is such a mess. He's like quintessential second born child who is like just wild and spontaneous and hard to train. They make a good little pair and they keep my life interesting. I mentioned my partner. This is my partner, Douglas. I can't introduce myself without introducing him. He's a huge part of my life. We actually met in 6th grade and started dating after high school. We went to Auburn together. He's also working on his doctorate in clinical psychology. So we both go to the Virginia Consortium. He's also a student at NSU. And we were lucky to match together for our predoctoral internship at University of Delaware. So we'll both get to move there and work as colleagues, which we really like doing. And then finally, a fun fact about me is I really enjoy cooking. I love trying new recipes. I love trying different cuisines. Cooking for other people is a huge part of my like culture. So I was raised in the Southeast where people really connect over food, and like bringing food to people is how you show that you care and that you support them. And so anyways, my world revolves around food. I wake up already thinking about what am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to make for lunch? What can I make for dinner? Food is a huge part of my life. And so I have just here some pictures of things I've cooked over the years. I actually don't eat meat anymore. I stopped eating meat like a year and a half ago. But you can see I used to obviously eat a lot of meat, and I really loved cooking meat. It was fun. And the most recent thing I've started cooking is bread. So you can see here 2 loaves of like sandwich bread that I learned how to make. Yeah, so I love cooking. I have a partner in clinical psych too. I have 2 dogs, and I'm just generally happy to be here. I love, like I mentioned, I love teaching. I love working with college students. I know this is kind of like a one-way street where I'm introducing myself, and you guys will watch this after I've already filmed it, but I would love to get to know each of you. And if you're interested in starting to establish that relationship or connecting with me, please shoot me an email and introduce yourself. I would love to hear about you, who you are, why you're interested in psychology, any kind of fun facts you have to share. I think connecting with professors is really like the big thing that got me into a graduate program because I had a lot of support and I developed those personal relationships. So again, even if you just want to say hello, I would love to hear an email or to hear about you over email. So feel free to reach out, but thanks for letting me take the time to introduce myself. If you have any questions or concerns over the course of the semester, you can always shoot me an email. Email is the best way to connect with me, and I have that listed on the syllabus, and I have my email like clearly available in Blackboard. But thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with you all this semester and getting to know you as we persist throughout this brief 6-week course.